Speaking at a Turning Point Action event this past weekend, Donald Trump suggested that either Republicans are going to have the intelligence to rig all future elections after the 2024 election, or the 2024 election will be our last election as a country if Donald Trump wins it, because he'll just become a dictator. Donald Trump told the crowd, which, by the way, this was some kind of like religious, I guess, event for Turning Point, but he told the crowd that after 2024, they're not going to have to vote ever again. Here he is, Donald Trump, in his own words, explaining that he is effectively going to be a dictator if he wins this year. Take a look.
And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Again, there's only 2 ways you can take that. One, either Trump is telling us that after 2024, Republicans are finally going to figure out how to rig elections to the point where nobody needs to vote. Republicans will just win. Or we're not going to have elections anymore because he is going to be dictator for a lot longer than just that one day that he has already promised us. Now, I'm assuming it's probably the latter, because that's what Donald Trump wants. And for the record, if you think this is just a one-off thing of Donald Trump saying something stupid because, he didn't think, or maybe he did think it would go viral and get him back in the headlines, earlier in the week, or actually last week, I guess, on Fox and Friends, he actually said on Fox and Friends, quote, "We don't need the votes. I have so many votes." He literally encouraged people, I think this was last Wednesday, that you don't have to vote because, trust me, I've already got the votes in the bag. What does that even mean? I mean, telling people to not get out and vote is probably one of the dumbest things. No, it is the dumbest thing a candidate for any office can do. Unless, of course, that candidate knows that his party has already rigged it to where he can't lose. So Trump seems to be making a lot of admissions here. And it's the kind of admissions that people really need to be paying attention to. This man just told us that if he wins in 2024, this is the last election we're ever going to have. And probably if he does win, any future elections will be kind of like the elections they hold in Russia, where Vladimir Putin always seems to win with like 90% of the vote. It's definitely not real, but it makes people feel like it's real. We have seen that, of course, in other authoritarian countries. And this is Donald Trump promising us we're going to be an authoritarian regime if he gets back in office. A comment like this should automatically be disqualifying for public office, but obviously it is not. We do not have any law that says you can't say these horrible things about, destroying our democracy, but it should be featured in every single campaign ad for every single Democrat running for office from this point forward until Election Day. And to their credit, obviously, the Harris campaign has done a very good job with their rapid response so far. They have been out there making sure people see this, pushing it, but that's not enough. This is the kind of statement where you can't just have the media talk about it for a day over the weekend and then it just goes away and we go about the news of the week. This is a big effing deal, folks. This man is promising you that he is going to get rid of the democratic process here in the United States, whether through massive fraud on his part or by just becoming a dictator. And those are the kinds of promises that the American voters probably need to take a little bit seriously. This is more than a one-day story. This is the story now of this campaign. Donald Trump wants to be a dictator, and he is making that crystal clear to the voters in this country.
One of today's video sponsors is Surfshark VPN. If you aren't using a VPN while browsing the internet, then you aren't as safe as you may think. Surfshark VPN allows you to search the internet without being tracked, which helps keep your personal data much safer. And if you've ever had your data stolen, then you know how easy it is to see your information fall into the wrong hands, even if you think you've done everything as safely as possible. Surfshark VPN is easy to use and you can master it in no time. So even if you've never used a VPN, you shouldn't have any problems getting started. Surfshark connects, reconnects, stays alert, and protects you online 24/7 wherever you go. With its intuitive design, you will master it in no time. Now, I like to use my VPN to help avoid price discrimination. You know, if you've ever searched for airline tickets and then gone back and searched the same tickets a few days later, you've probably noticed that the prices are much higher. This is because your tracking data can show that you're interested in this trip, and the websites will charge you more based on that information. Surfshark VPN hides your data in a way that can actually save you money. You can also use it with your favorite streaming devices. You can access movies and TV shows, including sporting events that may not be available in your area. And Surfshark is much more than just a VPN. Their app also provides you with antivirus protection. Surfshark has 24/7 customer service, and you can use multiple accounts across all the popular operating systems. And it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you aren't happy, you can get your money back with no problem. Right now, Surfshark is offering a great deal for our Ring of Fire viewers. Go to surfshark.deals/ROF to get started and secure your privacy with Surfshark. Enter coupon code ROF for an extra 4 months for no charge at surfshark.deals/ROF. That's 4 months, no charge to you. Go to surfshark.deals/ROF.